But see, that's just the thing. Like, what does that even mean? We're still teenagers. Like, what even is love at this point? And Julian's like, well, I mean, it's what we have, right? And Sienna says, Julian, I don't know. Hi everyone, it's Catchy, aka OBiGem. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell to be notified of all future videos. And if you like what you see, please do hit the like button so I know to keep making content like this. So we're back with another episode of Not So Berry, and we are here with Miss Sienna. She's getting ready for the day. She had a date with Julien yesterday evening. He asked her out to the Eco restaurant, and they had some Indian food while they were there. I guess I will let her say. Oh wait, no, that's Robin. Does she want to talk to the flower bunny? Oh no, she wants to eat first. I'm probably gonna have her freshen up a little bit more before she eats. But she really is trying to psych herself up today because she went out on a date with Julien yesterday and they had a good time, but while she was on that date, she had kind of an epiphany. If you guys remember last episode, Miss Sienna finally decided to give Julien a chance and date him. You know, she's always really cared a lot about Julien, and Julien obviously has been crushing big on her. But, you know, Sienna has big plans as far as her future. She's been working really hard to work towards a political career from after she graduates. She's in the debate club. She goes to that practically almost every day after school, and she's been working really hard in school to keep her grades up. So part of the reason why she didn't want to date Julien was because she didn't think she'd have time to spend with him. But now she's feeling like, well, I mean, it is that, but it's also, I don't know if I feel as passionately about Julien as Julien feels about me. On their date yesterday, they had a good time. They talked, they joked around. I mean, they've been friends forever, of course. They have a good time with each other, but it was on the date that she realized, I don't know if I feel that passionate spark about Julien. And I feel like if I'm going to date him romantically, I should have that passionate spark, and I just don't. And I don't know, I think Sienna's starting to realize that maybe she liked the thrill of the chase a little bit more than she likes being his girlfriend. I think maybe I liked it more when he didn't, you know, when he was chasing me and he didn't know, you know, my feelings for him quite yet. And now that we're together, it just feels a little bit too comfortable. I don't really feel the passion. And just to like really solidify like how much her feelings towards Julien aren't what she thought they would be, or as you guys can remember, she used to perceive Julien as extremely attractive, and now she just thinks he's attractive. So I think she's starting to realize that I don't know if I am in love with Julien the way that he's in love with me, even though they both have smitten sentiments. But I feel like I think their types of smitten for each other are different. I think Julien's smitten for Sienna is he's been infatuated with her for such a long time. He's been in love with her since they were kids, and now he's finally dating her, and he's just so happy and overjoyed that they're together. But I think Sienna's smitten for him is that, you know, Julien really has grown up well. He's a cutie pie, but, you know, I'm looking for a little bit more heat and passion and sensuality in my relationships now that I'm a teenager. And, you know, on top of that, you know, she's feeling like maybe they are going two different places. She's all like, his mom was talking about how he's going to stay in Evergreen Harbor and be a master crafter, and I want to I don't want that. I want to move on to CMI Shuno. So she's really psyching herself up in the mirror. She's kind of practicing what she's going to say. She's planning on inviting Julien out to the mall today. It is Springfest, so she's going to come back and have Springfest dinner with her family later, which she actually has something she needs to discuss with her parents too. She's got a lot of stuff she's psyching herself up for. But first things first, I'm going to get her ready to go out and ask Julien if he wants to go to the mall with her. So Julien and Sienna have made it to the mall, and Even though Sienna is really in the mindset where she's kind of feeling like maybe this relationship is not the best right now, she still wanted to look nice on this date, so she got dressed up. Obviously, Julien did too, and he is coming to greet her. They're so cute. He gave her a hug, and give her a little dip kiss. Oh wow. Although his face kind of went all the way into hers, but it's okay. But Julien is just super, super smitten. And as you can see, like, Sienna's just not feeling the same way. She's got other things on her mind versus, Julien, who he's just so in love with her. And he's all like, I'm so glad we're getting to spend some time together today. I know today's Spring Fest, so it really does mean a lot to me that you decided to come out here in, a day that most people are spending time with their family. She's like, well, my family, we're having dinner later together, so, during the day, I just wanted to hang out with friends and whatnot. He's all like, don't forget, hanging out with your boyfriend, right? And she's like, yeah. She is, I don't know, she's just not feeling the relationship the way she thought. But she's like, hey, how about we go inside and we do something together? So I'm going to go ahead and set them up with something to do. Oh, this is so cute. So this mall actually has like a game area in there. So Sienna's like, how about we go play a game together? He's like, I love games. So they're over here playing Blick Block and just having an absolute time of it. And I think Sienna's feeling a little bit nervous because she came out here with Julien with a very particular mission for today, and she's all like, Julien's such a sweetheart, maybe I should just, stay dating him. But, they're over here and they're playing video games together, and she's like, but this just feels, again, just like too comfortable. This doesn't feel like how I would imagine that dating and having a boyfriend would feel, and I want it to feel special and passionate, and it's just not feeling that way. So she's like, Sienna, you just have to rip the band-aid off and just have a talk with Julien. He will understand, hopefully, and it'll be okay. So Sienna asks Julien to come sit out with her on the patio so they could have a conversation together. He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. What is it you want to talk about? Do you want me to go get us something to eat from the food stall? She's like, no, it's getting pretty late. I'm going to be heading back home to have Spring Fest dinner with my family soon. I just really wanted to talk and see where your head is about different things. He's like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, I was thinking maybe we should talk about, plans going forward as far as us, going to prom later this year, because, that's something that's been on the forefront of my mind, making sure that moment's perfect for the both of us. And Sienna's like, yeah, I hear you. That's not really quite what I was, thinking about, though. She's all like, when I was over at your house last time, your mom was talking about future stuff like school and career, and about how, your plans are to be a master crafter here in Evergreen Harbor, but, my plans are to go and move to San Myshuno and become a politician. He's like, yeah, like, I know that. I'm super proud of you, and I think that you're gonna make an amazing politician one day. And she's like, yeah, but the thing of it is that I want to move to San Myshuno as soon as possible, and that just has me thinking about us and where that even leaves us. And he's like, I'll be here to support you through all of it. Even though I want to be an eco mastercrafter here in Evergreen Harbor, that doesn't mean that we can't still figure out a way to make this work. I mean, we belong together. We're meant for each other. We're in love with each other. And Sienna's like, but see, that's just the thing. Like, what does that even mean? We're still teenagers. Like, what even is love at this point? And Julien's like, well, I mean, it's what we have, right? And Sienna says, Julien, I don't know. The fact of the matter is, Julien, is I really like you and I really care about you, and you're a really great guy. That's never going to change between you and I. But the thing of it is that I don't know that you and I are heading on the same path together, and I don't know that I feel the same kind of passion that I think we need to have to be in a relationship together. And Julien's like, well, I mean, what are you saying? Like, what do you mean? So Sienna says, Julien, I think we should maybe cool things down. I don't know if it makes sense for us to be seriously dating each other right now. I think we just make better friends. You and I have always been great friends, and I think maybe that's where we should stay with things. So Sienna's like, believe me when I tell you, Julien, you're the sweetest guy that there ever was. Like, I just want you to know, like, you really are my best friend. So they're becoming best friends right now. And she's all like, but despite all that, like, I think, that we should cool things off. And Julien doesn't know what to think right now. Like I said before, Julien is in love with Sienna, and he kind of always has been. This is like the girl of his dreams, but he's thinking in his head that she's saying friends a lot, and she's saying that, she wants to cool things off. It's sounding like she wants to break up with me. So Sienna hasn't really pulled the trigger just yet, but she's gonna do that right now. She's like, Julien, I love and I care about you, but I think we need to break up with each other. I think we should just go back to being just friends. And as you can see, like, Julien's gutted. And you can kind of see it on his face. Like, poor baby. Look at his face. He was looking like he wants to cry, but he's not going to. He's like, yeah, you're right. Maybe we should slow things down. Maybe we kind of rushed into this, and maybe we should go back to being friends. We're amazing friends, and I'll always care about you, Sienna. Like, I just don't want us to not be in each other's lives, like, just because we're not dating anymore. And Sienna's like, of course, like, you and I have been friends since we were kids. We're always going to be in each other's lives, Julien. Like, I'm always going to love you and have love for you. It's just, I don't think that us dating each other is really a good idea right now. I'm so gutted for Julien. Just look at the sentiment. Hold on. I gotta look at it. Julien hurt sentiment. Some wounds take a long, long time to heal. Being around Julien brings up bringing her around. Oh, she's hurt. This doesn't make sense. They should have opposite sentiments for each other. Hold on. This doesn't make sense. Bitter from breakup. Okay, so they do have. Julien can't quite shake some resentment towards Sienna about how their romantic relationship ended. Julien might find it unpleasant to be around Sienna for a while. Yes, that will also having deeply connected sentiments. Obviously conflicting feelings for each other. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know that Sienna would have this sentiment for Julien. This seems like something that Julien would have for her. But whatever, the game. But I guess she's feeling some type of way because she didn't want to have to break Julien's heart. She just doesn't feel like it makes sense for them to date each other right now. Because she's like, look, we're going different places and I just am not feeling the heat like I thought I would with Julien. So they have gone back to being friends. Oh, look at them. Kind of, he's all like, look, we're just going to keep goofing off and being cool and friendly with each other like we always had, we're still friends, right? And Sienna's like, of course, we're always going to be friends. So, yeah, they're both kind of, they're a little bit gutted. They're gutted for each other. Like, Julien more so than Sienna because he was in love with her. So the date's coming to an end, so when that's over, that's going to take care of the last part of the first stage of the serial romantic aspiration, which is perfect for our girl Sienna. But I'm gonna let the date pretty much end, and then Sienna's gonna head on home. Look at Julien still being sweet. He's like, it's just a friendly rose, because this is still a date. Like, I still have to be a gentleman for our last date, that we had as a couple, that I was raised right. And Sienna's like, okay, Julien, but no more roses from now on. We're just friends now, okay? And he's like, yeah, all right. So we're gonna end things here, and we will meet Sienna back at the house so she can have Springfest dinner with her family. So it is Springfest dinner. Glade made a beautiful tofurkey for the family to have to eat together, and Sienna got home just in time to have this feast with her family. She has checked off her list the one thing she had to talk to Julien about, and they have mutually broken up. And she's still kind of smarting a bit from it because she feels bad that she had to hurt him. But she's like, it'll be better in the long run for us to just be friends because I just wasn't feeling the passion. But now she's got her second thing that she wanted to talk to her family about today. And she's about to go ahead and broach the subject with Glade here. Sienna's like, Dad, this tofurkey is so good. And she's like, thanks, baby girl. I hope you had a good day out. You were out with Julien earlier, right? And she's like, yeah, we spent some time together, but honestly, I want to talk to you about something else. And he's like, sure, what's on your mind? And she says, you know how I'll be graduating soon, and the plan is for me to move to San Myshuno so I can, go to university and, start working towards becoming a politician. And he's like, yeah, of course, baby girl, we all know your plans. And she's like, well, I was really thinking about it, and I was looking at my college, trajectory, and it's looking like maybe it might be a better idea for me to get a job on college and move out to San Myshuno early. And Glade says, like, I don't understand, what are you talking about early? You're still a teenager. And she's all like, well, I was doing some research and becoming a politician is difficult, Dad. So I saw that there was a program to start, doing, internships with politicians in San Myshuno, and that can give me a major leg up, but I would have to move out there. And Glade's like, look, I've heard of that program, and you don't have to move to San Myshuno for it. You could commute from here. Like, I'm not really seeing why you would need to move to San Myshuno. You're still, a young girl. And, like, don't you want to stay here with me, your mom, and your little brother Robin, like, a little bit longer? Like, you're never going to be able to get your childhood back like this, Sienna. It makes more sense for you to stay here. And she's like, Dad, I hear you, but this is what I want, and this is going to help me get there a whole lot faster. And Glade's like, I hear you, but I don't know how I feel about you leaving home so soon. Like, I'm uncomfortable with this, Sienna. And Sienna's like, look, Dad, I'm not a little girl anymore. And if I'm going to be a politician, this is a move that I think I should make. And he's like, I'm not understanding why now and why this fast. Didn't you just get into a relationship with Julien? I mean, isn't he bothered about you wanting to move to San Myshuno now? And she's like, Dad, Julien and I aren't dating anymore. We decided it didn't make sense for us to, date. And he's like, what? But, I thought Julien and you were perfect together. And she's like, Dad, we make perfect friends. But my career and me, progressing in that area is more important to me right now. So, what do you say? Can I please, move to San Myshuno to do this internship? It's for school, and you say, nothing but the best for your baby girl when it comes to school, right? And Glade is like straight looking like, baby girl, do not use my words about the importance of school against me right now. I do not want you moving to San Myshuno. Like, this is a huge move. Why can't you just stay here with me and be my baby girl forever? And Sienna's like, Dad, like, I can't just do that. Like, I need to be able, this internship is a huge deal. I would be a fool to pass it up. And Glade's like, I hear that, and you're right. I know it's important, but what if we really considered you doing the commute option? Because I just don't feel comfortable with you living in San Myshuno on your own just yet. I've heard really great things about the commute option for this internship thing. So just, hear me out here. What if you commuted from Evergreen Harbor and we just did that? And Sienna's all like, Dad, the internship is going to be really involved. You're barely going to see me anyway. And I think it's important that I start just gaining my own independence. And this is the first step. And her dad's like, Glade's like, look, what if we considered this? Even though I definitely would prefer you staying at home and commuting from home to do this internship in San Myshuno, what if I let you move out to an apartment on the other side of town and then you commute from there? Then you can still be close by enough that I won't be worried about you, but you'll still be able to have your own independence in your own space. And Sienna's like, okay, that sounds like an interesting proposition. I would be up for maybe trying that, but, I know there's stipulations. So, what are they, Dad? And Glade's like, baby girl, you know me too well. So, the only stipulations I have is that you can't live on your own, and I pick the apartment. And Sienna's like, I knew there were stipulations. And she's like, okay, fine. I agree to your stipulations, but I want to be able to pick the roommate. And Glade's like, deal. You got a deal, baby girl. You could pick the roommate. I pick the apartment. And I want you to visit at least once a week. And Sienna's all like, Dad, I'm still going to be unfortunately in town, so it won't be hard to keep up that end of the bargain. And Glade's all like, good, baby girl. Like, I'm glad we were able to come to some sort of consensus on this. Oh, the way that Glade loves his girl. I'm sorry, you guys. He needs to brush his teeth. They both do. They both have been yellow for this whole conversation, but I had to ignore that so we could keep the story going. But Glade's all like, baby girl, you are just growing up so fast, and I know that I can't have you be my baby forever, but you know, you always are going to be my baby, and I'm going to miss you when you move out. Like, I feel like there's so much that I want to do with you and spend time with you before you just grow up and start, you know, setting the world on fire as a politician, but I know I have to let you grow up. And Sienna's like, I know, Dad, and look, you are the one to blame for my level of ambition. I saw how hard you worked to become an eco master and a master fabricator and crafter in your job, and you're amazing, and you've been an incredible role model for how high I should be soaring and achieving for my own dreams. So just know that I love you, and look, I'm not even going to be that far away. You really shouldn't be pulling out any of the Kleenex boxes until after I graduate from high school and move to San Myshuno. So, you know, just slow your roll with that. So they are so sweet. We're gonna end things here, you guys. You know, that's like a weird shot, but we're gonna take it. So that is that for this episode, you guys. Let me know what you thought. Do you think it's a sad thing that her and Julien are not dating anymore? Obviously, this is Rose generation, so Sienna's gonna have to, for the sake of this generation, go through a whole lot of dudes. Even though her and Julien were super cute, I do think that, you know, it was a very much puppy love, and she's really looking to experience that really steamy romance. I don't actually think she's gotten that yet, so it'll be fun to explore Sienna finally seeing that for herself as she continues to date and meet new people. But let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts about this episode, and you know, where do you think that Glade has picked out or has in mind for where Sienna should be having her apartment? I already have it thought out in my head for where she's going, but I just want to see if anybody's gonna guess where she's going. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts and predictions in the comment section down below. But as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay dazzled. I will see you in the next one. Bye. I'll never be cool with the cool kids, but look who's laughing now. I'll never